Hello everyone, this is Favorite Bob back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Age of the Primes Blast Off. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below to that video, or what else you'd like to see in a video. So I did get this guy off of Amazon at the time of this recording. He is shipping out, so yay. But as far as the figure goes, he looks really good, honestly. I think he's my favorite of the Combaticons so far. We still have 2 more to go, so that might change, it might not, we'll see. Let's take a quick look at the details. Get the nice nose cone done in a, I can't quite tell what color it is. It's not a gunmetal gray. It's more of a grayish brown, if that makes any sense. But get some gunmetal gray right there. Now on camera, this is kind of coming across as more of a lavender, but in hand, it's more of like that shockwave purple that we know. But what is lavender is the windshield and the giant Decepticon insignia, just in case you didn't know which side he's on. Now, I did have a theory until we saw Onslaught that this was going to pop off and form like the cartoon accurate chest, or just plug onto the chest. That's clearly not the case because it's pinned in, so. But anyways, get that. It's not really a brown. It's more of like a rusty, very rusty red, if that makes any sense. But the tail fin does get that kind of gunmetal gray right there as well. Now, in the box, this is, and it's the baggie along with his guns, so do not fret. You do have to attach it, but oh well. And some more right back here, along with some purple for the bottom thrusters. No landing gear, unfortunately, just because of the way he transforms and combines, so there's really no room. But yeah, now, he does come with 2 more accessories. He comes with his guns. Now, they are molded nicely, but, and yes, I did cut myself. If you think this is bad, you should see the box. And not the box he came in. This was done at work. But anyways, yeah, the gun is a little bit more hollow than I would like. Typically, you know, hollowness doesn't bug me just because it is what it is. But yeah, something like this, it's like, why couldn't you just at least fully mold in this piece? Because then the muzzle, okay, makes sense. But anyways, now you can store this in the alt mode. You got 3 different places. You can plug it into his hand, plug it in right here, or at the wings. Fair warning, if you plug it into his hands, just because there isn't much meat for it to grab onto, it's going to be a little bit loose, at least on my copy. Here, there's not much meat for the circle to hold onto in general. So, like, it is a good connection, but it doesn't go in all the way. So, I just end up plugging it right on the wings for that. Get that plugged in, and there you go. There you have Blast Off ready for combat. But anyways, for a real quick size comparison, here we have him next to G2 Sideswipe, so you can see that he is a good length alt mode. So there is that. And here we have him next to Vortex and Brawl. And this team is looking really good together. Cannot wait for Swindle and Onslaught. I do have to say, though, out of the alt mode, just looks-wise, Brawl is my favorite. But he is a very close second. He's a first in every other category. But anyways, moving on. So, yeah, as good as this alt mode is, what about the transformation? Well, let's go into it. So we're going to go into combine mode just because it's simple, and then robot mode, so let's do it. Now, typically, when you go into combine mode for the arm guys, you want, now this is Superion's arm, obviously, you want this folded up. I've tried folding it up and putting him on. He just does not want to separate when it comes to that gimmick, so I end up just, you know, having to get my spudger and force this apart. So get that apart. And then you'll just attach the pieces onto Superion's arm, at least for right now. Get that plugged on, and if this is not confirmed, Jet Blast Off coming anytime soon. So And just do whatever you want with the guns. Now, the cool thing is you can, again, plug them up front. I do recommend at least doing something like that. And then doing whatever you want with the back one. And there you go. There you have him in his arm mode. And he will have a quadruple flamethrower. Full Cybertron reference. I love it. But yeah, honestly, this makes me very excited for Bruticus. In general, I just love combiners, and Bruticus is my favorite Decepticon combiner, with his rival Defensor being my favorite Autobot combiner. But anyways, going ahead and removing these guys, or removing him from Superion's arm, getting him back together, thank you. Setting that off to the side, and for the robot mode transformation, start by removing the guns, setting them back there. You want to open up these panels right here. Come on, open up the panels. There we go. And then break it in half, bring out the legs. Now, when I first transformed them, these knees were stupid tight. They have loosened up, thankfully, but just be warned. Anyways, go ahead and push up those panels once you fully extend out the legs. Bring up his feet, push back the wings, and then just do whatever you want with this tail fin. Just set it off to the side. There is the legs all done. So raising on up. Next, you're going to come here, and it's already done for me. Bring this back. Don't close it up all the way just yet. You're going to go ahead and split the arms, bring them down. Bring them out at the shoulder so that way you can get the rest of that in. It will click into place. Rotate so the elbow is oriented properly. Rotate for the fist. There you go. Do the same thing for this side. So rotate, rotate. And finally, come up here and bring out the head. Rotate it around and then fold this back on his back. And there you go. There you have Age of the Prime's Blastoff in his robot mode, and this looks really cool. Looks really good. I love it. So let's take a quick look at his face sculpt. Now, unfortunately, they decided to go with the animation error look for him, and that sucks. Thankfully, I've seen a tutorial where the eyes are actually on the back of the head, so painting it will be no issue. I just don't want to rub off the paint up here whenever I go to rub that off. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, you know, those little purple on his chest. Otherwise, he doesn't get too much paint. It would have been nice to see maybe just a little bit of silver, or, you know, like a dark silver or something. But oh well. Anyways, as far as articulation goes, the head can do a full 360. You get a little bit of side to side and a little bit of forward and back. Granted, if you use a transformation joint, you get a lot back. Arms, full 360. They move out of that bar. Bicep rotation. You get the 90 degrees of elbow bend with wrist rotation. He gets a waist rotation. Legs move forward. They move back. Full splits. Thigh rotation. You get 90 degrees of knee bend, and the feet, the toes do move down, can't really move up, and you get plenty of ankle tilt, which is very nice. So now, he can hold his weaponry just fine, so plug that in. Now, it's still a little bit loose there than I would like. Now, if you want to, you can plug it into that screw hole right there that acts as a 5mm peg, so completely up to you of how you want it. I'm going to plug it into his hands. So there we go. There is that. Now, for a real quick size comparison, here we have him next to G2 Sideswipe. So you can see that he is a little bit taller than Sideswipe. And here we have him next to his buddies. So here we have Brawl and Vortex. I know Brawl's cannon's off camera. That doesn't really matter because, you know, we're doing eye-to-eye type thing. And I do really like how they are all different heights right now. Again, Swindle might end up being roughly his size. Who knows? But yeah, honestly, they do look good together. I still think he is my favorite transformation-wise. It's just, you know, very fun. Brawl is my favorite looks-wise, even though I don't care for his skinny arms. So There is that. So yeah, honestly, Blastoff, like I said, is probably my favorite thus far from the Combaticons. Transformation, again, is just really smooth. I just love flipping him back and forth. The only complaints I have is I'm not a fan of the brown, if we can even call it that, that they chose. I wish it was more of an actual brown versus like a rusted red. And also the animation error eyes. Can we even call it animation error at this point? Because, people like to debate the whole frumble thing and all of that. So is that just now his eyes? Oh, well, whatever. But yeah, definitely, if you're going to pick up at least one Combaticon, I say do him. He is very fun. But I think that is about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more video reviews.